Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Town of Los Gatos special meeting of the Town Council for December 10th, 2012. Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Joe Przezinski.
Here.
Councilmember Steve Rice.
Here.
Councilmember Diane McNutt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Steve Leonardis.
Here.
And Mayor Barbara Spector.
Here. I'm going to remind all of you who are sitting there with your cell phones in your pockets and purses to please put your phone on vibrate, or even better, to turn it off. And if you'll please stand now and join me in the pledge of the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Ask the attorney for our closed session report, please.
Thank you. Mayor and council members, members of the public, the council met in closed session this evening on two matters as duly noticed. No action was taken, and there's nothing to report out this evening.
Thank you. Our first agenda item, certification of municipal election. That is a regular agenda item, and so we will proceed accordingly with staff report, any testimony by the public, and then we'll go to a vote. So we'll begin with staff reports.
Mayor and council, we have given you the precinct by precinct results as submitted to the town by the county registrar of voters that denote that Mayor Barbara Spector was reelected and candidate Marcia Jensen was elected to the Los Gatos Town Council.
Thank you. Questions of staff? Seeing none. Is there anybody, I don't have any cards on this agenda item. Is there anybody in the public who would like to address the council on this item? Seeing no one coming forward, I will close the public testimony, and I will ask Marcia Jensen to join me up at the dais, please.
Madam Mayor, if we could have a motion to adopt the resolution.
May we have a motion? Ms. McNutt.
I'll move adoption of the certification.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Passes unanimously. And now, Ms. Jensen, if you'll meet me. All right, at this point, I will also invite the Honorable D. Lowell Jensen to join us up front, please. And if I could explain to the audience, the two of us who have been elected to the council are going to be sworn in this evening. And standing to my right is the Honorable D. Lowell Jensen, Senior District Judge for the Northern District of California. You will probably also notice that Judge Jensen shares the same name as our new councilperson, Marcia Jensen. It is our honor this evening that we will be sworn in by Judge Jensen.
Find out where I'm supposed to sit. Yeah, okay. It's my honor, frankly, to be here this evening. And I want to note that you have both just been elected. You've both been elected to a position which requires you to assume the burden of leadership in the town of Los Gatos. And we expect that you will take on that duty, and your actions and your decisions will reflect the deep and abiding concern for the public that you serve. We expect your time and your talents will be extended to the service of others, and we hope that it will be a measure of personal satisfaction for you. So it's my pleasure to be here this evening and participate in this ceremony. So I'm going to now go through the formal swearing in. And Marcia Jensen, will you raise your right hand, please? And Barbara Spector, will you raise your right hand, please? Do you each solemnly and sincerely promise and swear that you will serve as council member to the best of your ability and judgment, and that you will endeavor to promote and safeguard the best interests of the town of Los Gatos?
I do. I will.
Congratulations, you are now members of the town of Los Gatos, and I proclaim that you are such members. Congratulations.
Thank you, Judge Jensen. And no, you don't get to sit down. All right, at this point, I will ask you to join us on the dais, and I will ask Councilmember Rice to join me down here at the podium. This is a complicated procedure. What I have is notes on what to do next. And at this point, what it is my honor to do is to grab in here for the gift, to thank Council Member, former Vice Mayor, and former Mayor Steve Rice for your work on our council on behalf of the entire community, the entire council, and myself.
Well, I really didn't prepare any remarks. I said almost everything I would want to say a few weeks ago when I finished my term as mayor, but I'll still reiterate a couple of things. It has been an honor and a privilege to serve the town of Los Gatos and my fellow citizens as your representative on the council. What makes any job worth doing is the people with whom you get to work. And it's been my pleasure to serve with 5 other council members, the 4 that you see here, as well as now Supervisor Mike Wasserman, as well as an amazing town staff that really gets the job done for which we get to take all the credit. So I want to thank, again, publicly town staff and my fellow council members, and it's been a great ride. Thank you very much.
Madam Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Councilmember Joe Brzezinski.
Here.
Councilmember Marcia Jensen.
Here.
Councilmember Diane McNutt.
Here.
Vice Mayor Stephen Leonardis.
Here.
And Mayor Barbara Spector.
Here. As I said, this is a regular council meeting, although it might be a little unusual for Ms. Jensen and I. But at this point in our agenda, we have verbal communications. Anyone wishing to address the council, I would respectfully request that you fill out one of these forms. I only have one so far. Deborah Weinstein. And you will have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, council members. My name is Deborah Weinstein, and I'm from Tate Avenue. As a mother of 2 small children, I'm here to voice my disappointment on how a new retail outlet selling guns was able to set up shop in our town without any community input. While I realize it's a legal business and technically nothing was required prior to issuing the appropriate permits, I feel as a member of this town, a very family-focused community, that we should have had the tools in place to review this type of business prior to its installation. Tools that would review the location and also the appropriateness to our town. I am saddened that we are now reacting to the Templar sports instead of being part of the process. I believe that we should have been notified. We Los Gatons are a small town, and we care about the entire community, not just interests of one segment. I'm requesting that a member of our town council initiate, and fast-track new legislation to either prohibit or at the very least require a CUP for this type of retail. And while we're at it, we should think about what other types of retail establishments we would want as a community to be notified of in its business application process and where they will be located. In addition, I'd like to request that if Templar Sports at some point in the future would like to expand square footage or move to a larger location, whatever process we initiate now as a town to control this type of retail would allow us to review, at that point, the Templar Sports business expansion. Instead of being grandfathered in as an existing business, at that point, the business would be required to undergo a CUP process with appropriate community input. Lastly, one of the main reasons I moved away from Oakland 6 years ago was specifically to protect my young children from gun violence. As a parent, I monitor and control my children's exposure to television, internet, you name it, to reduce their exposure to violent imagery. In that vein, I would like to request the town council work on a policy to control the external facade of the Templar Sports Building to remain free of any advertising, and that the business not be allowed to have sandwich boards or other posters with any gun imagery outside its doors. Lastly, if there's a way to disallow the business to direct mail the entire neighborhood, I request that for my children and all the families in town, that the council consider such controls. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions or? Please. Thank you. We do appreciate everything that everybody says, but we move our meetings along with as much decorum as we can. At this point, I would want to turn the microphone over to Ms. Jensen, who, as our new council person, has the opportunity to make some brief remarks.
Thank you, Mayor Spector, and I will take you up on the opportunity to make brief remarks because I find brief remarks are the best remarks. So I would just like to say that how pleased and proud I am to represent such a great town as Los Gatos, and all of you that are in the audience who have supported me, and my fellow council members who I look forward to working with, and staff, so that we can move forward and do everything that we can possibly do to make our town even better than it already is. So I look forward to the opportunity to do my best for you for the next 4 years. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Jensen. We, the council, have another agenda item. We are going to be doing interviews for commissions, but at this point, we're going to take a 5-minute recess to allow those of you who do not want to hang around to do a graceful exit. So thank you for being here so far.